It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. Our Cutter's Edge. Laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory.
Friends, Romans, and countrymen, epic deals await you at Toyota of Hollywood. You don't have to battle to get discounts of up to $4,500. Your chariot awaits. A Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our arena where everyone is victorious at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rayom can help.
Mic checks echo, I'm the sound of the brawl. Canvas creaks, flesh slaps, bodies rise and fall. Steel cage dreams, no escape. All pain, blood stains mixed with the sweat and the chain. Adrenaline surging my veins, spit fire. Crowd chants feeding my soul's desire. Turnbuckles tremble when my wrath collides. Glory's the belt and I'm taking the pride. Ooh, the squared circle where legends collide. Ooh, no mercy, just a wild ride. Ooh, like flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Pyros ignite, shadows dance in the glow. Ringside roar, it's a gladiator show. Chokeholds tighter than the grip of the night. Climbing the ropes to new championship heights. The mental battlefield, no room for doubt. Every move calculated, every scream a shout. The bell tolls louder than a sinner's regret. This is the place where the bold never forget. Boom, the squared circle where legends collide. Boom, no mercy, just a wild ride. Boom, like flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Boom, the squared circle where legends collide. Boom, no mercy, just a wild ride. Like flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Circle Digest!
We are live. It is Wednesday, 6p. The place to be. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley, the great Frankie Fresco, right down there. How are we doing this evening, sir?
We're good, man. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you, man. I was a little worried. I noticed you were doing something else, but I was like, I don't hear him, but I guess worked good. Earlier, I didn't hear you, so I was a little worried for a minute, but then I realized you were on doing something else because I saw you like laughing or something or giggling. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, he's not listening to me because that was not anything I said.
Well, you know the thing that was going on is I got so many things going on. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who competed on a Master of Mix competition. Your boy Frankie Fresco won. He is back to back
Back,
champion.
baby.
So I'm proud about that. I worked my ass off and I won. And then I am now in another competition. And I want to go ahead and ask you guys, please help me out. So Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'm gonna check my Instagram, check my X. I'm gonna repost it. I entered a blend challenge with over $2,000 worth of rewards, and it's good exposure. It's a blending battle. My set will be this Friday. The show starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Just it's on Twitch. So if you guys don't have a Twitch account, please just make one really quickly. And if you could show me some love on Friday at around 1 o'clock, you'll see. I don't know exactly because it's a lot of us, and each set is 3 minutes long. So I don't know the order that they're going to be going by, but I did submit my video, and it's already confirmed that I will be there Friday, and then they're going to go ahead and critique my video. So hopefully they like what I did. I hope you guys like what I did. And at the same time, I hope I make it to the next round. So yes, I've been running around like a crazy animal. That's why when Sean hit me up today, he was like, Frankie, show 6 o'clock. I'm like, oh, crap, I forgot. We got the wrestling show at 6. I gotta freaking haul ass now. So let me go do this. And I gotta go back. I'm gonna actually go back and do some work from my personal job. But I was like, man, I gotta like run around. So yes, that's what happened. That's why you saw me laughing, because I was like, holy crap, I gotta watch some stuff to remember what happened this past week and what happened yesterday and then what happened
Oh
on
no, man, we don't watch nothing here, man. Just
I was
make shit up on the fly, buddy.
I was watching. I'm doing so many things right now. I'm back to doing private events. I got a wedding on Saturday.
Awesome, man.
I got a couple of my friends that are gonna be in town from Las Vegas, so I gotta hang out with them. It's been crazy. So, but I'm here with you guys. I'm here with Sean. I'll never let you guys go. And yeah, let's do it. Let's talk some wrestling.
100%. We already got the chat going, man. Steven Gonzalez in, Adrian's in, my papa's in, no doubt is in. So appreciate all of you guys there on the chat already. Want to thank Sammy, as always, for the fire introduction. He put it together for us. Check him out Tuesdays, Finn's TV. Also, Adrian, make sure you check out his Rainy Day podcast. Also, Too Raw for SmackDown. They flipping the script on me because they did it Friday night after SmackDown this week. Usually it's 1 p.m. Saturday, but make sure you check them out. Support, love all around here going on. And let me see. Frankie is too good for the show now. Never. Frank, this is Frankie's show. What do you mean? This is 50-50 here, buddy. I'm just saying, Steven. I love it, buddy.
I'm just happy that I think maybe, just maybe, we finally get a 4K quality of Sean's video, because he's been acting up the past 2 weekends, the past 2 weeks. It's been like dial-up connection, but you're looking crispy. So I like it.
I figured out the issue. I was hardwired in, but apparently my processor on my actual PC is too small with everything I got on it to. Doesn't matter if I'm hardwired in or not. So I'm on a different game plan this week, which is why the video, if you look at the camera now, it's a little different because it's actually not my PC. So
no, but you look good. No homo, but you look good, and you look.
All I can do, buddy. It's all I can do.
The only thing I gotta recommend is that you need to go out there and get a little bit of sunshine on your face. You're a little bit pale.
No, not really. What I can do is this. So I've got it light right in front of me. The problem is, when I did it on Sunday or Monday it's Sunday this week because my Dolphins were Monday, I was too white. And I looked like I had sniffed like a whole bunch of cocaine. So I thought I lowered it enough. Then I was going to turn off my light, but then I look like I'm in a campfire. Look at this.
Yeah, no, that's not a good look.
Let me jump back up there. Fat guy jumping up and down. Not good for TV screens anyways.
I will say this. They always say it. White is right, so...
I don't know, man, but I can't seem to get it. And then again, man, I mean, like, I'm not in a big area as it is, you know. My area is a little tight, snug for a nice sized human being as myself.
Well, I like it. I like the 4K Sean more than the dial-up Sean. I could tell you that.
Oh no, dial-up Sean's the best, man. Dude, trust me. I went to school to be on radio, and radio changed in front of me and went to video. Then I was like, well, shit. Now I'm screwed.
Did you see actually that AOL still offered dial-up? It wasn't, I think, until like last week or 2 weeks ago that they officially completely got rid of dial-up. So now
Hey, buddy,
nobody can do dial-up.
milk it till nobody else. I'm sure somebody somewhere has it, man.
Yeah, like we're like
That guy, what you talking about, Sean? You look good, bro. Oh wow, that's because you're only seeing from the chest up. I look, boom, baby. It's when I stand up and the gut drops, man.
What is
The
Steven
gut
talking
drops.
about? I'm still waiting for the Swanton bomb
Ooh,
on Frankie.
man. Damn,
He
buddy.
does that on me. I'm out, guys. Like
Yeah, I don't do swanton, but nothing about me says swanton. It says wonton. I love me some wonton now, but no swanton.
we could definitely do a wonton competition right there all day.
Oh,
Like,
all right, we'll do some wonton, yeah.
yeah, we'll make it
Wonton
work.
and crab rangoon, we can make it work.
Absolutely.
All right, man, let's get started. Not a lot. Again, I don't want to really go back over the shows and everything. Frank, if you've got something you want to throw in, please, by all means do. I want to hit some of the issues that I saw going on. There's a couple that I saw. First one being, I almost feel like I was wrong about this whole Jessamine Nix thing. I called out WWE last week about how they let her go and, all this stuff. And then all this. This is why you don't do it right as everything's going down. Our show happened like the Tuesday. Tuesday she got released and jumped. And I'm like, oh, that was Bush League of you, WWE. And then it comes out that, her boyfriend's like, wrestling's fake. She's not really into it. Then she's like, everybody thinks, everybody in NXT is making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're not. They're making more than what they used to make. I'll tell you right now, when I tried out there, now this isn't everybody, but for the people that were just started that really didn't have a name, I think it was $1,500 a week is what they were making. And on top of that, you're expected you have to live there because you have to work out. You have to at least be there Monday through Friday. And then, your food, your gym, all the stuff, your gear, everything else is taken care of in that $1,500 a month. Now, again, some make more, some are, that's usually the last. They were talking to Jessamine, or somebody tweeted at her like, oh, you for $100,000. She's like, no, I wasn't making six figures. So then it came out that she was making $75,000.
It's not bad.
A year. They offered her $98,000 was the new offer. And she said that wouldn't work for what she does. So again, it doesn't work for everybody because some people might not stay in Orlando except for Monday through Friday. Then they fly home and then they fly back in for the training Monday through Friday, depending on when they have their shows and things like that. So it could get a little bit pricey for some people that don't, necessarily live here because you're expected to be there Monday through Friday for training at NXT. I know that much. So I don't know if they make them stay in Orlando anymore because I do know Jordan Grace. She's usually home. I don't know where her home is 100%, but I do not believe she's in Orlando. I don't believe they moved to Orlando. So again, get a little pricey, but $98,000, pretty good. But again, she was a professional soccer player. I don't know. Apparently she's a model, some other things. But the topic that I wanted to go over with was this because Mark Henry came out with a thing, and this is talking about Jessamine Nix's, and I kept calling her Jasmine Duke. It's Jessamine Nix. Jasmine Duke was the four horsewoman with Ronda, Marina Shafir, and Shayna Baszler, so I apologize to Jessamine Duke. But her boyfriend apparently calls wrestling fake. Mark Henry says wrestling needs to stop letting random schmucks into the business. And then he goes on to say, and I'm going to try to read this. I might not read it all, but it's about 4 paragraphs long.
Jesus.
I didn't like it at all, but it's our fault because we're the ones that let them in the business. Let her in the business. Let him in the business. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. There's a lot of people that you shouldn't bring in the business. It's like, who's going to marry your daughter? You're not going to let some random schmuck marry your daughter. That's what we do in wrestling. We let random schmucks in wrestling, female and male, because they look good or they accomplish something. Just because you accomplish something doesn't make you a candidate for the trust of our industry. That girl didn't love wrestling, and her boyfriend, he's just going to up whenever she is because she's helping him get notoriety. That MFer ain't famous. Don't nobody care about him. Who did he ever beat? What did he ever do? He is a nothing. He is a nobody. Why would you get mad at somebody that is a flea? That's a tick. That's a parasite. They're one of those sucking things that stick to fish. What value do I care? You're trying to make dollar off of gambling apps because you don't have no real talent and no job. I'll expose you. Don't do it. Now, the whole thing that I wanted to bring about is wrestling has changed a lot, even since when I was trained, man. I'll never forget this. 1990, 93, I was in boot camp, 94, 95, Okinawa, 96, 97-ish. I went to a show in North Carolina. And I went up to one of the wrestlers and I said, hey, I'm very interested in getting trained. I'd like to know the process to go about getting trained. Kind of looked at me up and down and then went back to the guy and was like, hey, there's a guy out here. And then the one gentleman came out and he was part of the team called the Renegades. It was David Renegade, who was in North Carolina at the time. He was like, well, be at my house Saturday morning at 8. So I go there. Yeah, they try to beat the crap out of me in the first 10 minutes. It didn't work. They saw that I at least had watched wrestling, so I understood the ins and outs of it. They asked me questions. They asked me certain things to try to understand if I knew what the business was. And this is where the question's going to be in a long form, Frankie, so I apologize. Hopefully you've been following along. The problem nowadays to me is wrestling has gotten so mainstream, it's not regional anymore, that a lot of that part of the business is gone. The protecting the business is gone. Now they're an athlete. They know how to do it. They can probably make us money. Let's bring them in. And I think that's the part of, and I don't want to be like the get off my lawn guy, but this business used to be, you would get protected. Hell, think about it. Hiro Matsuda broke Hulk Hogan's leg the first time he tried out for wrestling. Hooked him in a heel lock and cracked his leg. That's what you got when you went to these things, to training. I mean, I got stiff clothesline. I got, because they're like, you're practicing bumping. So they're showing how to bump. Then as they saw me take the bump, they said, now we're going to clothesline, you take a bump. They weren't doing what later I trained to do clotheslines. They were trying to knock the crap out of me to see if, I'm going to give up or whatever. But nowadays, and again, it's changed so much. Now it really is more entertainment than quote unquote sport. Back then, not necessarily saying wrestling was sport, but it was considered sport because people didn't know the ins and outs of wrestling. So everybody thought it was all these barbarians just beating the crap out of each other. Hell, back in the day also, if you got into a fight at a bar, your ass better win, because if you didn't, you got fired from the territory and brought back because they didn't want somebody that people thought they could beat up as one of their people in their show. So I think wrestling has changed with the times, but I also think it's watered it down to get what we have today. If that makes sense, Frankie.
All right. So first and foremost, guys, if you're tuning in, wherever you're tuning in, if you're on YouTube, hit that like. If you're on X or you're on Twitch, jump on the YouTube for just a quick second, hit that like. We really appreciate it. And share and repost. That way we could keep getting more and more viewers and we keep growing. And shout out to everybody on the chat board. I'm listening and I'm watching as well. All right. So after getting that out of the way, I'm looking at the chat. The chat is saying, "Hey, Mark Henry didn't hold back and all that stuff." I'm gonna tell you something. Um, I'm old school in the sense that I watched wrestling back in the day. I never went ahead and never tried out for wrestling. I did go and eventually made my way over to CCW,
Mhm.
and I did want to be part of the show. I
Yeah.
did do that. I reached out to the owner, and there were certain things I wanted to try out. Some stuff could have been me being actual a ref, and some stuff was also with the music production. So although I wasn't going to be physically a wrestler, I did want to get involved in the wrestling business. And I kind of had a little bit of a, no history as far as like how this business works or anything like that. But they were teaching me. They told me, Frankie, this is what kind of works. He gave me a run through. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, but that's good training too, though. That's guys. Again, after everything settled down, I and again, but I know wrestling, but then it did get better. It wasn't like I was just getting my ass whooped. But there you go. So
But here's where I'm gonna kind of sway a different route than what Mark Henry said, and what you said. Wrestling has changed, but it's not only wrestling. Everything has changed. I mean, look at college football. Before, people would not get paid unless you were getting paid underneath the table. Now that has changed. NBA. There's a lot of athletes, college athletes that left to at one point in time will go fly and go play basketball outside of the United States if they could get more money that way. A lot of things have evolved, and I think the problem here is sometimes, and no disrespect to any of the old timers out there, but I feel like the old timers can't adjust to the new times we're in. And although this girl obviously was offered 98K and she felt it wasn't good enough and that's why she turned it down, and then her man is like tripping and saying a whole bunch of things about it. Look, man, I'm not going to disrespect what she did. I mean, she got in the ring, she worked, she did what she did, and it is what it is. And her man, I believe he was doing indie shows as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think he does indie shows.
I haven't really figured out what the hell he does. Honestly, he just does stuff on the internet. Like he
Mm.
does like try to get viral and stuff. I didn't really understand his whole rigmarole. And to be honest, I didn't research a lot of them because, look, you can say it's whatever. Again, everybody understands what wrestling is. I mean,
So
if you want to keep using the F word, that's fine. But when people get hurt, then it's not right. So
Well, here's the thing, man. We have to adapt to new changes, and you have to adapt, especially to constructive criticism from everybody, because, like you said, it's no longer the wrestling; it's more entertainment, and in a way, it has developed to like things that we have never imagined. Look at us talking about wrestling on a podcast now. You didn't see that back in the 90s. This didn't exist. So it comes with the territory. So for you to go ahead and people to criticize or say, hey, man, this schmuck's talking all this crap and all that stuff. Well, Mr. Mark Henry, do remember this, bro. Maybe we weren't in the wrestling ring, but you know what? We're the eyeballs that are watching this. We're the people who are basically making you money, because if you're relevant, then you could go ahead and ask for more money from the wrestling company you work for. You're on the radio, you're on Sirius XM, you're doing a lot of these shows as well. You go and you criticize and you do this, you do that. So at the end of the day, if people have stuff to say, and as long as you have at least something to kind of back it up, I don't see what's the issue. Now, if I'm gonna just talk crap and I'm just gonna badmouth it and all that stuff just because I want to badmouth it just to get views, then I respect that. I respect the fact that that guy's a trash. But if that person has actually been watching and he has his girlfriend who does wrestling, and I'm pretty sure she's voiced her opinion to him about her frustration or what she wants and stuff like that, because wrestling is wrestling, right? You got all that stuff going on. I don't see why you can't go ahead and criticize it. I think 98K wasn't bad for her, but if it isn't good enough for her in today's world, I mean, look at calendar twins, the girls that were at UM. They were offered wrestling contracts and they turned it down because they couldn't make that much money. They were going to blow up and make tons of money on social media, so they went that route. So I don't see any issue with this. If you want to go ahead and criticize it, criticize it. Times have changed, move on. It feels like, and again, no offense to you, Sean, but it feels like some of the old timers out there kind of feel like, hey, this young generation better keep their mouth shut because they don't know what you guys went through.
But he
But
didn't wrestle though, bro. Like that's
it
my only problem
doesn't
with the whole
matter.
thing. Like,
So then people
but
can
my thing
criticize
is
me
this.
because I've never wrestled.
No, but here's the thing, Frankie. You have respect. You have respect. If you went on and you seen some of the legends or even guys and gals that just wrestled before, you would respect them and what they've done. I don't feel like everybody sends out that respect. Like even look, we can even do about current day with what Ronda Rousey said about, oh, they wanted me to wrestle Alexa Bliss. You don't respect the industry. You're a fighter. I get that. I get that on a street, she could probably annihilate Alexa Bliss. Hell, she could probably annihilate me.
And me.
But you got to understand that you're now in a different industry that has different set of guidelines. Respect that shit, man. When you got football players and NBA players, do they not respect the people of the past? Maybe some of them don't respect some of the ones, as much as maybe they should, but they always show respect to the ones that paved the way. Not saying that, Jasmine Nix or anybody is paving the way or anything, but to sit there and, and again, maybe the timing of the whole thing makes it even harder because she doesn't re-sign the contract. Then all of a sudden, all this other stuff comes out, however you want to do it. But it still comes down to respect, putting your body on the line, trusting somebody that's not going to hurt you. Again, that's what wrestling's all about, is respect. I'm respecting you enough to give you my body to do what we need to do to make a living, a money. And then to be told that, oh, that shit's fake. Like, but if they would have gave her $150,000 and she re-signed, is he saying the same thing?
Probably not. But here's the issue. Whatever the case was, if she was obviously she was asking for more. If you see what's happening, especially in WWE, they're jacking the prices up for everything. They're making billions of dollars. So I could understand why a wrestler would ask for more.
TKO is doing this, not WWE.
TKO owns WWE.
Yes,
so we need to get that
Triple
out of
H
our head.
Yes, but Triple H, you need to say TKO is raising prices.
No, sir.
Okay, UFC, did they raise prices?
Yes.
They're already to the moon because TKO owned them. TKO took over WWE. The TKO chairman came out and said, we are raising prices because Vince McMahon priced it for families. We're not in the family business.
I understand that, but you got a guy by the name of Triple H who's been in the industry, Stephanie McMahon, who her father owned the business, and they sold out then. They sold out because if this was so much...
You understand, they're getting paid. They're not even on the board. They're not even on the board.
Yes, but this is what I'm telling you right now. You're going ahead and you're telling me TKO went ahead and did this. They're the ones raising the price. Well, hold on a second here. Hold on a second. The guy running the show is Triple H. His wife is the daughter of who used to be the owner. If you have problems with the prices, you're going to voice your opinion. And if you disagree with it, then you know what? As Triple H, as Stephanie McMahon, I'll be like, you know what? I don't want to work for a company who's doing this to the fans. I'm walking out. I'm not doing it. So in a way, they sold out because they're like, hey, I need to collect a paycheck. And if you're going to charge the fans all this amount of money, that's not my problem. My problem is to deliver you guys a show and to treat the wrestlers and I guess handle business. That's what I care about. So why am I going to go ahead and bitch and complain and only say about TKO? Triple H is part of it. Stephanie McMahon is part of it. All these people who work in the business are part of it too.
They're collecting a check. Yes, they have a family to take care of. Yes, they're not the ones in the thing. Like, you don't think they didn't say, "Hey, $25,000 for front row seat probably ain't going to do it."
But they sold out, is what I'm telling you. Then
okay, they didn't sell out. Vince McMahon sold the company. Vince McMahon came back in and said, "I'm sitting right here until I sell the company." They had no say.
Here's the thing.
So Vince McMahon sold it to them knowing they were going to kill it. That's what he did.
Here is the thing. Here's the thing. When you have, if it was so much, you make it seem like, hey, he didn't have other options. Triple H could have opened up his own wrestling. Triple H could have gone to TNA before they even sold it. Triple H could have. Triple H had options.
Yes.
Just like Stephanie McMahon.
Yes.
Just
so
like
Triple H is going to go with his money that he has, and he's going to open up another AEW. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be serious, bro.
You have to start somewhere, right?
I get that you want to, come out with this thing, but like, okay, because Triple H has millions of dollars, he's going to go and run and start his own company because that works so well for everybody, right?
No, but at the same time, it works for some people.
Donate money, then send it to me.
No idea. You have no idea if the company's going to work or not. I mean, whoever thought that the UFC was going to blow up this big with Dana White, and when the Fertitta brothers owned it, they took a risk. They had the money.
Yes,
they
went ahead. They sold it to TKO to get the same money that Vince McMahon sold to get WWE money.
And that's why I'm not blaming Vince. That's why I'm not blaming the Fertitta brothers. But if you want to go ahead and ask me, Dana White's another one that sold out because Dana White went ahead and said, hey, let's go ahead and murder the fans from going to these events. You want to go see a UFC fight to sit all the way in the top boondocks for a pay-per-view, you got to pay $400, $500. And people pay for it.
That's what I'm saying, though. But you're saying the problem is they priced out the small people, the small men and women that, strive to go watch their product. But again, just like you said, the times have changed for the legendary wrestlers. They got to get with it. Well, apparently the time has changed for the fans because if you ain't got money, you're not going to be able to see the big events.
And in that case, you have to also blame the fans. You want to know why? Because the fans cater to this shit. They go ahead and they pay all this. I was looking at, I wanted to go to Las Vegas because I just came from Las Vegas. And when I looked at those prices of Las Vegas, I was like, are you kidding me? I'm going to pay all that? Screw that crap. I'm not paying for that crap. Did I go to the NXT No Mercy that was here in Fort Lauderdale? Nope. Why? Because why am I going to pay all that money for, no disrespect to the NXT wrestlers, but that's not the top tier wrestlers either. And it shouldn't cost that. It shouldn't. So I, as a fan, told WWE, go F yourself. I'm not going to do it. It's kind of like when you go to a grocery store and you see a Coca-Cola bottle and it's now selling, you used to sell it for $2 and now you're seeing it for $5 or $6. Well, you know what? Coca-Cola, go kiss my ass. I'm not buying that bottle. I'll rather go and buy a bottle of water.
Exactly. But Frankie, you see the value. You see the value in it. The problem is there's a lot of wrestling fans that just want to spend the money to be there.
Yeah, they're stupid.
And that's the ones, and again, this is what they've done with UFC. What happens? UFC sells all these tickets a week out, then they start dropping the price lower and lower and lower, and then they fill in the stadium.
But everybody does that.
They get the top dollar until they can get everything they can sold. Because now what happens? When you look ringside now at every pay-per-view or PLE, whatever the hell they're calling it these days, there's celebrities everywhere.
Yeah.
You know when there were celebrities at these other shows, they were put in that spot so the TV camera could get them. And as soon as the TV camera got them and panned away, WWE would send down their representative, pick them up, and take them back to the locker room. They were just there for a photo opportunity. They weren't seated there like at UFC events watching the whole fights and everything. Now they are. Now they are because it makes it seem like that's the product.
Yeah, and it goes the same thing with concerts and stuff like that. And then a lot of us fans, and again, I don't want to knock on the wrestling fans, but a lot of you guys just go ahead and do these payment plans where I'm like, okay, screw it. I'll get I'll pay 2 G's and then I'll pay it in 4 months, or I'll pay it in 6 payment plans or something like that, and that's good enough. And that is the way they're getting us, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was looking at tickets for the World Cup. What did I have to do to try to get tickets for that? It cost freaking, the cheapest tickets were going for like $6,000. I was like, what the hell is this? This is ridiculous. And I'm not a millionaire unless you guys want to send us super chats and all that stuff, which I would greatly appreciate. And you want Frankie Fresco and Sean in some way, somehow.
I'll put this up for you guys. See if this one goes up. Oh no, Frankie's not there. Oh wait, you're on that. Okay, never mind. I can do this. All right. Sorry. I thought we were live with that one.
Well, I see something that says image not something now. All of a sudden behind the Squared Circle Digest, but
Oh, no.
I don't know why I see that.
There we go. Help us out.
Yeah, unless you guys want to hook us up, like I mean, that's the only thing because I'm not gonna pay $6,000 to go look at freaking a World Cup game. I love
And you
World
know
Cup
what
and everything, but I'm
WWE
not gonna
did
pay for
too?
it.
WWE has stopped using the media as well. They used to section out an area that was for media. Now they said no more because now they're doing the post game like Sports Center style, so they don't need the media there anymore.
Well, you saw what they did with Raw, right? They did a recap of Raw on Sports Center.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait, what is this? So then technically, I don't know if you saw a post. I saw a post, I think it was yesterday or earlier today. Says that this last Raw was technically their lowest viewership of Raw. And it's because why am I going to watch Raw if they're going to recap it in YouTube? They could recap it on Sports Center. I don't need to watch it. I just need the board of
but now you've got football back on, so I can watch Raw Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whenever I want. It's not like I have to watch it now because you have so many opportunities to watch it. Whereas the NFL has got it to where, again, NFL is king anyways, regardless. But you don't have NFL Network doesn't play the Monday night game till like Thursday, I think it is, when they or Wednesday, because Thursday is usually the prime game. But they don't play those games like right after anymore like they used to. You know, the consolidated games or condensed games, I think they call them. They put on NFL Network to where you can watch them at certain times all day. But I mean, they figured it out. But like you're saying, it's just as soon as this show's over, and most of the good stuff that happens goes out on social media anyways.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. If I think sports, and when it comes to WWE is I don't consider WWE wrestling sports type of what do you call it show. I guess it's more like a soap opera in my eyes with very talented wrestlers and very talented actors. So it's like, what am I gonna catch? What do I want to watch live? I want to watch a game live because it's not the same if I'm watching a replay because I already know what happened. You feel me? When it comes to wrestling, I could find out what happened. And I still might want to go ahead and tune in because, again, it's kind of like a soap opera. Oh, man, they got Roman Reigns came out. Let me go check it out and see. I'll go check it out and see what happens. But, yeah, it's kind of where we go with that. So,
all right. Well, speaking of Roman Reigns, moves on to the next topic. Roman Reigns returns. I want to ask you and the chat there, and also Josh, welcome into the chat, buddy. Sorry, I wanted to tell you before, but I forgot to move on. You're too busy blasting me and Frankie. Like he always does. Triple H is TKO's puppet.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I think I might have mishandled her.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that sees it that way.
Let's see here. Adrian's always right. There's nothing bigger than WWE, Frankie.
And look at Adrian. Adrian is talking about Vince sold the company to TKO, not Triple H. I understand that. But just because he sold it to the company, Vince McMahon left. So now, if you want to save the sanctuary of wrestling,
Frankie, that's like us going to our boss and being like, "Hey, you raised prices, therefore I'm walking out."
It's a choice. It's a choice. Some people,
but
I'll give you a perfect
walking
example.
out would be a lot less money than they're walking away from.
Correct,
Because
but
we
hey,
also have stock options.
But hey, you want to know something? There's people who have done it. Look at Dave Chappelle. He walked out. He was riding a high a couple of years ago when he was giving the Dave Chappelle show, and they offered them a ton of money, and he was like, "I'm not selling out," and he walked out. So
didn't he crack or something? And then he
no, he did,
didn't
bro.
want the stress and everything, and was like, "I'm out."
Well, the reason he left was because they were gonna kind of censor him, so they were trying to
Oh,
control what he wanted to say and what he wanted to do, and then that's when he's like, "You're not buying me." Because you're pretty much their puppet. What I think Josh said.
Yeah. No, I mean that's once they pay you, you're pretty much they're your boss. I mean, you got to do what they say if you want to. Again, you got to pick your wars. You got to pick your battles. Which one is where do you lie at? And say because again, if you're Triple H and you go, you know what, you're screwing the fans, but then TKO is going, well, we just sold an 63,000 seat stadium for those prices. So now Triple H walks away from millions of dollars a year because fans aren't going to change.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, again, sometimes you have to make tough decisions. He looked at his pocket. So did Dana White.
You
So
got to,
so do
man.
many
Yeah,
people, you know?
dude.
So
I mean, again, there's times to take stands and times to be like, well, whatever. I mean, if all of a sudden only 15,000 people show up to a 60,000 seat stadium, then I think you got a leg to stand on and be like, hey, that's what I told you was going to happen. But that's not happening.
fact.
You know, going back to the Roman returned on Monday Night Raw. Jimmy and Jay. I've said this many times, man. Like, Roman kills Jay.
The only way Jay can make it out of here is Jay needs to turn a heel.
Yeah, but even then, like anytime a Samoan wrestler is getting beat up, what is the crowd chanting?
Roman.
OTC, Roman, whatever. It's like, bro, like, I mean, that just kills everything. Every time Jay and Jimmy are getting beat down, they think Roman's coming for the save. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not. But it's like, I almost feel like WWE almost needs to, like, I mean, it's so tough, man.
You have to turn him
Because
heel.
Roman, you do, but at the same time, like, I think they should have turned Jay heel before. But even then, he's dwarfed by Roman. He's dwarfed by Roman.
The issue here is no matter those two guys, Jimmy and Jay, are always linked to Roman. That's how they brought him up pretty much the last couple of years. Because look, if you kind of look at it, Solo's kind of riding Solo right now with his group. You feel me? And they're not putting Roman, but notice that Solo's not getting that big pop either. Like, people like him, but he's not as big as when he was going up against Roman. So everything evolves around Roman. And
you have to have the protagonist for the antagonist. The antagonist is only as good as the protagonist. That's why Solo, when he was going against Roman, was bigger, because then he was going after, the head guy. Same as when he was with against Cody. It was going there. But now, like, I don't even know who the hell Solo's next feud is. They're like reintroducing the whole Bloodline 2.0 again now in slow motion.
Let me ask you this. What does Jay, or what can Jay do to supersede Roman to the point where people don't need to relate Roman to Jay or Jimmy, either or?
At this point, man, I honestly don't think there's anything they can do. I mean, even if they turn him heel, now, he's either turning on, we think, Cody possibly, because the way he eyed the title. And now I'm just going off of, I didn't watch all of Raw. I nitpicked through Raw, so I may have missed something. So, Adrian, somebody in there, let me know, and please hit the like button, subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. If you're watching us on X, jump over to YouTube as well. But, like, even if he turns heel, I don't think the only way is if he puts Roman out, maybe.
The thing is, man, I see the problem here is WWE is having a hard time getting a lot of this young talent in the male side to become strong people. Like, look at Stephanie Valkyrie. You saw how Stephanie has popped, and all of a sudden now Stephanie's a big draw. You see how Jay Cargill is a big draw. You see these girls that are making their way. Tiffany is a big draw. I don't know why they're having such a hard time doing this with the guys. Like, WWE is relying heavily on.
You keep bringing back Brock Lesnar. You keep bringing back. I mean,
they're bringing it back because the young guys are not getting it done.
But you also you hurt. Like, for instance, if the other night Roman doesn't come out to save Jimmy and Jay, and they wait another week or two or whatever it's going to be, I just feel like that one time, like, it's like, oh, Jimmy and Jay need big brother Roman. You know what I'm saying? That's the feeling it is. And then, like, the other night, people took a picture of it. And again, I don't know the whole thing. I'm just going off the picture they showed. Now, Jimmy's got that confused look on his face like Jay had the first time.
Yep.
It's almost like, oh, let's run it back, but flip it now. And it's like, here we go again.
My issue is they haven't done any new stories for Roman for him to be able to be separated from this whole Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, and the Usos all being involved. Kind of look how they did Zammy. Zammy was part of that group, and then they moved him out of the way, and now Zammy's doing his thing. But notice how Zammy has not been as big as when he was
I
with
think
that
he's
storyline.
this U.S. Championship thing has helped him out on TV. He's had some great matches, and you're seeing what Sami Zayn can do in the ring. Now, again, yes, the pops will not be as loud as when he comes out with Roman, but half of that pop isn't for Sammy. Half of that pop is for Roman, and everybody walking out with Roman. Here's the thing too, and you brought up something very smart there a minute ago. Believe it or not, Frankie Fresco, smart moment on the show. We should get that sponsored.
Thanks, Sean.
This Frankie Fresco smart moment of the show is brought to you by. No, but when you said they moved Sammy on the show, think about it. When Jey Uso took off, what happened? They moved him to Raw. They had everybody else on SmackDown. Then Netflix on Raw happened, and Roman came over.
Yep.
Then the build to WrestleMania, and Roman was there. Again, then take Jay and flip him over to SmackDown, but then you're going to probably have him go against Solo. So now you have Jay by himself on this show, and it was working.
It was.
And then you had to bring Big Brother, not Jimmy, but Big Brother Roman over.
Yep.
And now it's like OTC. They ain't chatting main event. No, sirree. It's OTC.
Well, let me ask you something. If OTC is getting beat down, you don't hear cheers for them to say Jay.
I have to watch that. I don't.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
the
they're all screaming beat
down is after Jay and Jimmy were beat down. Then they beat Roman down, and so I don't know. I don't know who they're chanting for.
I think the only way you're going to be able to get Jay to the next level is separating him completely, moving them out and keeping them separated.
Send him to NXT.
Do something, but it's definitely you can't. They keep bringing Roman into the storyline, and that's why it kills Jay more than Jimmy, because obviously Jay has kind of surpassed Jimmy already. So
yeah. Jimmy has always been the consistent of Jay's the wild card, and usually the wild cards are the ones that can have great momentum or have great lows. They go like this. Jimmy's always been the guy on the group that is
correct
there. You know what I'm saying? So, that's usually what you have on the tag teams, right? Matt Hardy.
Yep.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
You usually have the one like level and the other one's like all over the place. Now, the level guy could be pushed up occasionally, but then again, he's just always there. He doesn't go boop, boop, boop.
No.
He can not be out of breath.
And they always want to test the waters, right? They give these wrestlers the opportunity to see how the crowd reacts to it. Yeah. Like Lyra Valkyria. You saw that Lyra, they gave her the belt, they gave her everything. They wanted to see how the crowd was going to go ahead and treat her if she was going to blow up. And she had an okay type of pop. So what happened? Here comes Stephanie Valkyrie. She's getting a huge pop. Okay, this girl is the one we're going to put all our cards in and go with her because it looks like she's the next star. Happens all the time.
Yeah. And then Lyra, well, the problem too is, and Josh says WWE has talent but doesn't know how to use them. Sometimes the problem is you don't have enough time to really focus on every one of them the way you should.
And not only that, but I think the problem...
I honestly thought this Netflix thing would be ran different. I'll just put it at that. I thought it would be a little bit different because and again, I'm not saying that because it's Netflix, you have like 24 hours, a 24-hour show. No, but I thought they would fluctuate every once in a while. Like, oh, this one will go to 3, this one we do 2:30. This one they find 2:15. And I know I'm the first one to complain when they go 3 hours. I get that. But if you can have a showcase of Lyra and some of these guys that aren't getting that light because it's a 2-hour show, why not add that 15, 20 minutes and maybe sneak in another 2 matches and showcase some other talent? They haven't done that yet. They've kept it right at about 2:30. 2:35, but usually that's because the main event starts at about 20:25, And then if the main event runs over or whatever they're doing at the end of the main event, once that's done, the show's off the air. So, it's one of those things. And Memo's in the house today. Thank you, Memo.
I think the only person that they're getting it right is, who I'm talking about, is my boy Dom. And they did it right by going ahead and having him beat Rusev too. That was I was like, thank God, because
I didn't think Rusev was winning that one, honestly. I didn't know how they're gonna have him lose it, but I didn't expect him to win that. It's like you're doing too much to make Dom become that guy right now. He's gonna keep getting elevated with wins right now.
And he's getting pops left
they
and right.
They didn't run out of ideas, Josh. It's just, again, it's one of those things to where once you give them that opportunity to, and this isn't saying, anything bad about any of the talent, but sometimes when you get that opportunity, no matter how small you think it is, you need to kick the damn door down. Dom did that. Whether you like him or not, Dom took advantage of what he was given and took every ounce of it and squeezed more. And they saw that and was like, okay, this guy's got it. He understands it. And it isn't because he's born into the business. It isn't because he's been around the business. It's because he understands the task he was given. It wasn't a big, great, he came in under his dad. And then the whole thing was, okay, now think about this. When he turned heel, he turned on Edge and his dad. Those were the two guys that he was going to feud with first. And he went out and he earned every ounce he's gotten. And now look at him. He's on AAA, being the announcer, having fun at the desk and doing all this stuff while El Americano's in there, working and things. Wow. It's not all thanks to his daddy, Ray. Dom has busted his ass. Ray was the first one to tell you.
I'm going to tell you something. For a guy to go out there to AAA and get the pop that he gets a louder pop than his own dad, bro, at AAA. That's how crazy it is. That's how the kid has put in the effort and the time, and he understands the business. He knows that he has Mexican roots. So let me take my happy ass over to AAA and win some more fans, because eventually what's going to happen is those fans are going to come here to the States. Those fans are going to go eventually some of these pay-per-views. Those fans are going to have kids. Some of those kids want to come over as well. All that stuff. So he gets the picture. He gets it. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't always work, because I'll give you a perfect example of somebody who they tried it. She's a yes person, but has never gone over the hump. She's never gone to the extreme. And that's Chelsea Green. She's done almost, if you look at her, she's a reflection of Dom, because she has gone ahead and done the same thing. Everything they ask from her, she does it.
Yes, but there is one thing that Dom has, and Chelsea Green has a personality. That's not what I'm saying. But Dom has that personality to where you look at him and you're like, I want him to get his freaking ass kicked. Chelsea is annoying as hell and gets that. But Dom has it, and I don't want to say it, because Chelsea Green, I feel like, has it as well. But also, she's not Charlotte Flair. She's not Becky Lynch. She's not, there is so much top heavy in the women's division. And not saying that but Dom is also Intercontinental Champion, AAA Champion. You get that? He's there.
Yeah, but he started.
They're not having to force him to go to a heavyweight title. He doesn't need the title. Is what what I'm saying? It's kind of hard what I'm trying to explain, but
it's hard because look what No Doubt just said. Chelsea may not be the it, but you need a Chelsea. So then if we need a Chelsea, why hasn't she been able to get over that hump? They gave her the US title, but then after that, that's the closest title that's the only title she's had. Why hasn't she gone to the next level?
Because you've got Jade Cargill, you've got Nia Jax, you've got Tiffany Stratton, you've got Julia, you've got, that's 4 right there.
You're telling me a Julia is better than a Chelsea Green? Let's keep it real, man. Right now, they haven't used Julia correctly, and that's why, Julia has amazing talent. What she was doing in NXT was awesome. What they've done to her in...
Yes, but Julia is still a worldwide name.
she is.
Chelsea
but,
Green is more of a WWE name and hardcore,
okay,
maybe indie fans that know her from some of her other stuff.
give me
Julia's worldwide,
Okay.
NJPW and all them stuffs and all of Japan and everything else.
So is Shinsuke Nakamura, who's
Mhm.
another one that hasn't been used properly. So is because I'm pretty sure people know Tajawa. I'm pretty sure a lot of these people know all these people as well. And what do? When they go outside of the United States, they put them in the cards, right? That's what they typically do. So it don't give me that just because she is, known worldwide. That's the reason why they're pushing her. No, the wrestling is happening here in the United States. So you get more loud crowd
She has
noise.
a better following, is what I'm saying. She has a better following. That's why she's being pushed.
What
And she can perform. Julia's fucking one of the bombs, man.
Would you say that Chelsea Green is better than Julia, in your opinion?
Wrestling wise or entertainment wise?
Overall in general. Combine both.
For me personally, I would choose Chelsea, but I'm more about entertainment than sport. So Julia is the better performer in the ring. Chelsea's the better to me overall because of what she does more outside the ring, and she can perform inside the ring, but not to the Julia level.
And who has the belt right now?
Julia.
My point exactly, bro.
Yeah, because you couldn't, and here's the other thing too, because you want to talk about it, we can talk about it, there's politics. You couldn't push Julia to the main title on SmackDown and Stephanie McCourt to the main title on Raw when they were just in NXT 2 months ago.
Correct.
And they were signed to these big contracts. And the reason TKO made you move them off of the NXT was because it was like either they get off of that or they get cut because we're not paying them to perform down there. That's why they both came up.
Well, that was also who made those calls of paying them all that money when they went to NXT, because Vince McMahon wasn't running the show when they signed those.
No, that was Triple H wanted them too. He's wanted both of them forever.
So then
they didn't want to come at the time because whatever. They Stephanie loved the AAA, loved being over there. Yes, WWE was the dream of hers, but at the right time.
And again, keep in mind, Stephanie took less money to come to WWE than to AEW. Yeah. So again, if TKO is being that stingy and be like, hey, man, we got to move them over. I mean, they were the ones who signed off and saying, yeah, pay them that money at the beginning on NXT. And then all of a sudden they had a change of heart and they're like, move them? I don't think so, man. I think that also has to play with the crowd. The crowd, you were seeing that a lot of the women in the women's division has kind of gone down. And now they're bringing that new face.
There's timing on when to move people up and down because, again, you can't get too crowded because you only have 2 hours of TV for SmackDown, 2.5 hours for Raw. That's it. How heavy can you put the people up there? That's the thing.
Yeah, but you got to let go of some girls.
You want to push all these people up, but there's only still, and there's not enough time for the people that are actually there now.
Yeah, but
and now we're going to keep moving people up and down. So people, unfortunately, some people that probably deserve the TV time aren't going to get it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and they also let go of a lot of girls as well.
Well, that's the other thing. How can you let go of people and then you're paying millions of dollars to somebody on NXT?
That's true. I mean, it's sticky one way or the other.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, that's the problem when you get in the business. There's decisions that's got to be made that maybe you're for, maybe you're against. And it's one of those things to where, again, pick your battles.
Correct.
Because we found out, and you know what? This goes into our next topic. NXT TNA invasion. No.
Don't say that.
Showdown.
Do not say that word.
Showdown. I got it.
People get mad. Other
rightful. I mean, after looking at it, I guess you can. I don't think anybody really looked at the correlation of dates and meant it as any. I don't think there was any
it's wrestling though
toward the whole thing, but they made the change, so that's done. Not everyone is supported to get over. Dusty Rhodes was always chasing. No, but see, Dusty knew how to get himself over no matter what. Vince McMahon put him in polka dots to make fun of him, and he became the common man. That was a whole thing to make a dig at him because he told Vince to his face, I will never work for you. You're the devil. But then Jim Crockett and them said, hey, Dusty, we don't want you anymore. So he had to suck up his pride and go get paid.
What do you
And he
think?
got stuck in polka dots. And
Well-
he made the best of it and became the common man.
What did you?
That's why I love Dusty Rhodes.
Well, we could say the same thing about Rey Mysterio, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, when they all felt they were being cheated over there in WCW, and they're like, you know what? It's time for us to jump ship and go over here, and we're gonna go ahead and showcase ourselves.
Yeah, they felt they were, but then that was when Eric Bischoff walked in the back and said, anybody that wants to leave, let me know. I'll give you your release right now. And they went. The next day they were on show. Next day they were on Raw. So
And look how they're blown up.
And yeah, no, all that. I mean, again, you have to, make the best of your situation at that time. Look at
Wow, Chris
Chris
says
Gallegos.
Chris
Chris just he's a joke.
green is a joke.
All right, hey.
Well, Chris, why you say
Everybody-
that? Tell us.
Everybody's got their taste. Everybody's got their taste. I'm sure he probably doesn't like that part of it. He likes probably more of the in-ring, wrestling, bell to bell, rope inside the rope wrestling, probably.
Probably.
AEW fucking garbage. I mean, so what is Chris Gallegos? Hopefully I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. Where's some of your wrestlers? And I appreciate you for tuning in.
How dare he say that AEW is fucking garbage? I mean, explain, because
Well, obviously he doesn't like the inside the ring. I'm trying to figure out who he is. So hopefully he does respond back, and it's not somebody just like kind of trolling us. Probably it's probably somebody we know just trolling us right now.
nah, but it's cool.
Just say everything.
Cool name.
No, cool. It's very good. Hopefully I said it right. So hopefully he'll send that back in.
Chris
But,
Gallegos is his name.
yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Hopefully
Gallegos.
I guess I said it right. Talking Showdown, man. And when you said a lot of times it came out in a story.
These
came out in a
guys
story
are
that-
agreeing that she's a joke.
No. She said, no doubt said that is the point. Meaning that's her character.
Yeah, I got it.
So Mustafa Ali shows up and to take on Ethan Page at Showdown.
Saw that.
Story comes out because he said, funny thing is, before I was released, I earned a shot at the North American Championship.
That is true, yeah.
A story comes out and is told about Shawn Michaels was against Vince McMahon and everybody releasing Mustafa Ali.
Wow.
At the time, because he wanted to make him a good run in NXT. So again, when you look at it, and the funny thing is, and this is the Chris answered back. He said, "I'm old school wrestling, like the dynamic duo, Chris Adams." Oh man, geez, he's old school. When he said dynamic duo, I was thinking dynamic dude, Shane Douglas and Johnny Ace. The dynamic duo, Chris Adams and Gino Hernandez, world class championship wrestling.
And
Okay, Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton. He's a wrestling fan. Okay. All
So
right,
then
he's
I'm shocked.
old school.
I'm shocked
He's
that he
old
doesn't.
school.
I'm shocked that he doesn't like AEW, because AEW is old school wrestling too. Like,
Yeah,
they
but
focus on
no, but
wrestling.
you have to remember this. Those guys sold moves.
Oh
You
yeah.
didn't get 52 super kicks and spring
Well,
up and do a
Good point.
450 splash to win the match.
I feel like I'm getting super kicked right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up watching David Von Erich. Yeah, the Von Erichs were phenomenal. World class championship wrestling. To me, when I used to watch it, I think it was on ESPN here. It used to be AWA, and then I think World Class took over that, or maybe it was the other way around. But man, dude, when you watch those shows from the Sportatorium, and they're coming through the crowd, and it's just this rope and bars, and they lift up the rope, and the guy comes under. Just look like a piece of string, and they lift it up, and the wrestler comes in, and then as they're doing introduction, it's all the kids trying to get autographs at the ring with the baby face. Just signing away, and just that is what I remember when I went to wrestling at Sunrise Musical Theater. When I went to Miami Beach Convention Center, you stood out by where the wrestlers came out, and you would get autographs and everything else there. I used to like AEW when they had Battle of the Belts and CM Punk and Cody. Okay.
So hold on. Like, this is a good question for Chris. So then, what has changed with CM Punk and Cody now that they're in WWE? Why don't you like them over there? Because I'm assuming that's why you're not a big fan over there of AEW. Or do you still like them over there? I'm sorry, WWE. Or do you still actually like CM Punk and Cody?
No, I
over
think
there
he
in
likes
WWE?
them. I just think he doesn't like AEW the way it's going.
Or-
Again,
or
I think he's
self-agreeing.
more about when he said the tag teams, he said Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton was one of the best sellers ever.
Yeah.
Babyface sellers until he became Richard Morton as a heel. I thought he was always going to be a babyface, but he wasn't. To me, it seems like he's more about the art of pro wrestling.
Wow. See, that's out of my league right there, bro. That's old school. Man. That is like, I wasn't even born, so that's out of my league. So Chris, shout out to you. You're a loyal wrestling fan from back in the day. You know old school people. Like I've heard of those names, but not that's old school right there for me. But I appreciate you being part of the chat. That's awesome that you're bringing this knowledge too. Cool. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But where were we at? What were we talking about?
The invasion. The interesting thing is I wrote down the invasion. I hold in my hand the invasion card. All 4 matches.
Jesus. I don't know how they didn't make it a pay-per-view for it or a premium live event. They just made it a regular.
Did I say I'm sorry. Showdown in my hand. Why didn't you correct me? You're gonna get me taken off the air, Frankie. Showdown card in my hand.
Yeah,
Lucha is the worst. Is the west of
Lucha Libre AAA is the west of Mexico.
Is that okay? All right. Or is he saying the worst or west? I don't understand what you're saying there, Chris. But keep coming at us, Chris. Appreciate you. All right. The showdown card in my hand. I want you to figure out something, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to say names. Let me know what they have in common.
Talk to me.
The Hardys.
Ex-WWE wrestler.
Mustafa Ali.
Ex-WWE wrestlers.
Kalani Jordan.
An NXT that won a TNA belt, and now she's
The Inspiration.
That weren't they?
They were former WWE wrestlers,
Yeah,
the Iconics.
There you go. That's what they were.
Mara Sade.
Another one.
Yes, Jakara Jackson. Like, I mean, is it really TNA? Like the men, at least they got, I thought, right. You know, Santana, Kazarian, Moose, Leon Slater. I mean, I think Leon Slater was actually a WWE guy too, but I can't remember what his name was.
Let me see. Let me look it up.
I believe Leon Slater was actually in.
So Leon Slater back in the day was known for. Let's see, TNA. Was he in WWE anytime?
No, maybe not. Maybe he wasn't.
He was never. No. But you gotta understand why they went that route, because obviously it's gonna be showcased in NXT, so they want familiar faces. You give us Leon Slater, a lot of people don't know who he is, you know, and he's really good in TNA right now. So it's like I get where they're going with this, and I was happy to see Santino Morella as well pop up.
Oh yes,
that was cool.
I love the whole concept, but to me, it got to me where it's like, and then the other thing is, where the hell's Matt Cardona?
Yeah, that was kind of messed up. Where the hell?
You know what I think is, can I tell you something? What I would do is if I'm doing this program, Matt Cardona's been hammering on social media. He's TNA, this and that. Chelsea Green was like, I want to get Matt in a Royal Rumble. I think Matt Cardona should cost TNA the match, and then they sign him to a WWE contract right there.
That would be pretty cool. Definitely different.
I'd just give it to him, man. And then now I get what Chris is saying. He's saying Lucha Libre is the Western Conference and CMLL is the Eastern Division of Mexico. So how they divide up.
So I'm assuming that Chris watches a lot of AAA too.
Chris probably watches a lot more than we do.
Yeah, I watch Lucha Libre sometimes, AAA. I watch it sometimes. I watch CMLL.
Can I tell you something? I could never get into, and again, this is just one. I never got into the part of the matches where they could just roll out and another guy rolls in.
I like that actually.
I mean, it's just, to me, it's frustrating. I don't understand how you pinning the legal guy when who's the legal guy?
Whoever you want it to be.
Oh, see, that's where they get me. The pro wrestling part of my mind doesn't run that way.
Yeah.
So the TNA showdown with WWE, What are you expecting from this, real quick, Frankie?
I was pissed that Joe Henry didn't get called out. I know he's going through that stupid crap of like, I know he just signed. I think he just signed with WWE, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh no,
Or
he's still with TNA until the end of October, I believe.
Okay,
but
so
he's on loan. He'll be on the road with the NXT crew this weekend.
there you go. Why didn't they pick him? I know that they had that segment when he was talking to Jordan Grace, and they were like, hey, you need to be part of TNA, and they were like, nah, this and that. They were kind of like 50-50 on it. I was a little bit upset. Do it. Bring the controversy, and then what they should have done is they should have named them, right? And then after that, they should have came out and then have them think and be like, hey, and then all of a sudden you have them walk out or something, or you attack them or something, and you leave the people. You still leave us with that active surprise of who they're gonna pick, or if they're gonna still join the TNA side. I think they could have done so much more. I was disappointed with how they did that selection at the end of the show.
I was disappointed in this. The traditional Survivor Series matches was 5-on-5.
That is true.
This is only 4.
That's true.
What are we missing? Are they going to add? Could they add Matt Cardona to TNA, Joe Hendry to NXT? But then I look at the other side and like, who do they add to if Jordan Grace goes NXT? Who goes TNA?
Rosemary, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
I
was upset that they didn't use more of the TNA home-based women.
I mean, I might be a little bit biased, but come on, man. You got Mila Moore over there, CCW back in the day. You got Kylie King, I think is her name.
I don't know. Is she back yet? She was injured. She returned
wasn't.
from injury. She was injured for a little bit. But yeah, no. I think there's other talent over there is what I was trying to get at than just being, damn, they said 5-on-5 when it was announced. Okay, so maybe they're going to add a person there because there was only 4, right? Did they jip me out on my notes here?
No, because it's...
and then you've got Trick, the TNA champion, representing NXT.
Where the hell is Nick Nemeth? Is he injured?
He was injured. He was nursing an injury.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I was like, why didn't they bring him? Like, if they're doing this whole ex-WWE wrestlers pretty much, why don't you bring him?
My whole feeling is that TNA is under the WWE umbrella already. That's my feeling in this whole thing, man. It's just like, I get that you're saying it's a partnership, but I don't know that it's a partnership. Because the other interesting thing that I got on here is the Hardys going to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. They're not going to lose the TNA titles, right?
They can't. They got to go against the Dudley brothers.
Yeah.
So the Dudley boys, my bad. I don't know why I said brothers. The Dudley boys. So yeah, I don't see them losing that match.
I mean, Ali against Ethan Page, I think it's going to be a great match. I don't think Ethan Page loses the North American title, right? Although Shawn Michaels does like him some Mustafa Ali.
He does.
So we'll see where that goes. And then you got Sparks, Bourne, Trick, and Javon against Santana, Kazarian, Moose, and Slater.
I feel that's the only one that you could kind of give it to TNA because of the simple fact that because nobody's giving it cost. And keep in mind, Trick Williams is the TNA champion. So what better way to screw over NXT than Trick Williams screwing over the NXT side and going ahead, especially since he was talking all that crap and Ricky Starks was telling him, this is my group. This is my team.
Ricky Saints, sir.
Sure, we already spoke.
I just called him Starks. I wrote Starks on my notes. Saints. I'm sorry.
I told you from day one, I'm never gonna call him Ricky Saints because that name is stupid. I know him as Ricky Starks.
Oh, the Saints go marching in. He just beat Obafemi, man, and I mean nobody's beat Obafemi.
Does that mean Obafemi's finally going to the main roster?
I doubt it, man. There's no way is WWE going to get this right.
If they bring Obafemi to the roster, just call me Mr. Prediction here because I was one of the guys who went out there and said, hey, what better way to go ahead and make some headlines than having Obafemi walk next to Brock Lesnar? And then, boom, all of a sudden, they're probably tuning into the show. If this does happen, if Obafemi makes his way over to the WWE main roster, and Obafemi goes some way, somehow, they put against Brock Lesnar, they're watching our show. Somebody's tuning into our show and listening to us. I'm telling you right now, sir. I'm telling you. I told him about Dom, and I got that right. So just letting you know, man. I'm just throwing out nuggets out there, bro.
No, you did a great job, man. I know that's been the talked about thing, but supposedly Brock Lesnar is on the shelf again for another couple months, and then they'll dust him off.
That sucks.
That's the way he works, man. That's the way it works with that guy.
It is.
The good old Brock Lesnar. And finally, I want to end it with, guess what, man? Guess what happens tonight?
Oh, we got AEW in Hard Rock, right?
Timeless Tony Storm returns to Hollywood. Florida, that is.
What a great way to fucking bring Timeless Tony Storm.
And they put that on the thing. It's pretty cool, man. It's a 2.5 hour special emanating from the Hard Rock Live in Hollywood, Florida. The card, Timeless Tony Storm returns to Hollywood, and then they put in little parentheses, Florida. The Jurassic Express returns. The TNT Championship will be on the line. Kyle Fletcher against Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy.
Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks will take on Kenny Omega and Bro Dito. In a trios match. In a mixed tornado tag match, Darby Allin and Chris Statlander takes on Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir.
Not a bad card.
And in the main event, I'm not sure if it would not be for the trios titles because it's not Shibata. It will be Jon Moxley, Daniel Garcia, and Claudio taking on Hangman, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe.
Damn it.
And then other things. That's what's mentioned so far.
No MJF?
I don't see MJF, no.
Wow. I'm glad.
Well, remember, after he lost it all out, he's like, I got to go find myself and come back a better version of MJF.
Yeah, but still, you got to incorporate him some way, somehow. Maybe
take him off for a couple of weeks and then bring him back as they needed at the end.
Yeah, I remember. He was like in the stairways talking about it.
Yeah. Dude, I'm really wondering this, man, with the thing of what happened, and I don't think we've talked about this. Do you think there's any way TK lets Adam Copeland return to take on John Cena in his final match?
Yeah, I do see it because Tony Khan is an idiot, and Tony Khan is the type of person that is gonna go ahead and talk to Copeland. Copeland's gonna tell him, "Yo, man, I kind of want to go back and wrestle against John Cena," and then Tony Khan is gonna go ahead and shake his hand and probably be at sniff a little bit of that cocaine because he's at 100 miles per hour every single time, and then all of a sudden be like, "Okay, man, take care, bro," and let him walk. That's what he's gonna.
Remember, they did the backstage promo. I think it was at All Out after Beth gets spiked pile drived in front of Copeland, and he's like, I've done this before. My family, I got to go be with my family. And then Cage is like, well, at least you have a family. And then Copeland looked at him and said, you are my family. And then he walked away. So it's just one of those things to where he's like, I'm not sure if I will return or not. I don't know when I'll be back. And
yeah, Steven, Samoa Joe still wrestles.
Yeah.
Yep, he's in AEW wrestling.
Yep.
Good card. I don't know why. I've been so tied up, so I should have been out there because the price.
I looked at tickets and they're not expensive, but they're up top. So I was like,
yeah, I know. I didn't want to go all the way up there as well.
Now the seats that are down low are still running pretty, about $270 a piece.
Damn.
There's only a few left. They had about 400 seats left, so a good little. I don't know the setup of the Hard Rock Live anymore. I haven't been there in a little bit. But I went there for a boxing event, but they hadn't put in all the stands yet. They still had the ones you could move around. So I don't know how it's going to look on TV.
It's a little bit disappointing because you're not going to get MJF. You're not going to get Will Ospreay since he's hurt. No Swerve. There's a couple of bangers that you don't get to see. I mean, I got to see all of them.
You got to learn how to live without them, man. That's the thing. Like Will Ospreay's injured, Swerve's. No
Okada. Is Okada in it? No Okada, right?
No Okada.
Damn, that sucks. See, those are the guys I look. I will tell you this, man, and you guys could criticize me. Me and Memo, we went all the way to freaking Orlando for that AEW pay-per-view, and that was a hell of a show because we got to see everybody we wanted.
AEW does perform, as I say all the time. They put on great pay-per-views because that's their thing.
Yeah,
it's the match inside the thing. It's the problem with them is getting to said matches usually. They've gotten better. It's gotten better. There's some things that are still like, okay, but it is what it is. I mean, again, it's not everybody's taste, but there's a flavor usually on every show for everybody.
Let me ask you something, because they've done this previously, and this is a little bit off topic, but should AEW go ahead and just link up with Taco Bell because they keep doing these dumbass mistakes where they keep putting Taco Bell in their promos and they keep cutting off, you know, promos. They cut Jack Perry off this time around and for Taco Bell again.
Yeah, but
So,
Jack Perry came out and said that was whoever did his video editing forgot to edit out the Taco Bell commercial. I don't know if Perry was just trying to cover for somebody or whatever, but he said he went around California doing all this shooting, and then they got the thing, and then when it was going, the Taco Bell commercial was in it.
I think that's bullshit. I call bullshit on that. How the hell
Let me see if I can find the actual.
How did the
what
Taco
he
Bell?
said on it.
How did the Taco Bell? How did the Taco Bell commercial go in there in the first place? Like that doesn't make any sense.
He said he had somebody editing it. Let me see if I can find the actual story.
So whoever was editing.
All right, here he
video
goes.
Added the Taco Bell commercial.
Jack Perry mentions having a promo of his on AEW Dynamite be interrupted by a Taco Bell commercial. He says, I filmed this thing with 9 TVs. I had to drive all over Los Angeles to find along with all of this stuff. It was me and one of my buddies who filmed it. Then someone botched and ruined it by putting a Taco Bell commercial in the middle. But anyways.
That's bull crap. He's trying to cover up some stupid shit. You know, that's the reality of the truth. Hey, what you think about? There's 2 things that were trending before we got on. Number 1, the fans. Did you see the fans bum rush The Rock? And they're again attacking his SUV, and they were holding bro, it was crazy. And The Rock was in there, and The Rock didn't sign shit. He just left. Like they didn't.
I know, he rolls his window down, and he only rolls his window down when he's not being bombarded. Dude, when you come at somebody like a pack of wolves, they're not going to stop. I'm sorry to tell you, man. Like, why am I going to stop? Then I'm going to be stuck here for what, 4 hours? 5 hours? I mean, they're human beings too. I get that, you think they owe you something. But, I mean, like, there's times for different things. Like, I know one of the people at the show, LA Knight, after SmackDown, somebody was like, oh, can I get your shirt? And he went over there, took the shirt off his shit, and they handed it to the guy and walked out, just showing his abs and everything else. There's times. That's after a show. The guys are leaving. If they, you're at the barricade, like, hey, if they want to come over, they will. If they don't, then, hey, whatever. Call them a name, whatever you want to do. But that's, you have the right to ask them. They have the right to not respond. I mean, it's still America, I believe. For better or for worse. You have freedom of speech.
And here's something I just read online, thanks to.
But also, here's another thing too. For you to add on top of that.
Yeah.
If I'm paying $2,300 for a ticket, as No Doubt says, they owe me everything. But go ahead.
Ringside News just went ahead and said that WWE announced its premium live events are leaving Peacock in 2026 and heading over to ESPN's new direct-to-consumer platform. It turns out a McMahon was already behind the scenes at the network. Declan McMahon, son of Shane McMahon and grandson of Vince and Linda, recently wrapped up a summer internship with ESPN. And in the twist straight out of the wrestling promo, it was Linda McMahon who let the news slip while chatting with Sage Steele, saying, "My oldest grandson, Declan, did have an internship at ESPN. Oh, he did this summer on the 40 under 40 show. I think that might be what's called, but that's close. I'm probably not saying it exactly right. An internship that can lead oftentimes, especially if you're like Declan. He'll be a senior in college, and it could lead to a career that, because you start to make connections and that sort of stuff. But so it's an internship, so it's all cool. They really are. So with that being said, another McMahon behind the scenes all of a sudden now, and it looks like doing an internship over there in ESPN, man. It's kind of crazy.
Really? Why is it crazy? What, you think he brokered the deal? He got ESPN, Declan McMahon back there saying, hey, my family used to own a wrestling promotion. I can get you the signing.
Sir,
I mean, come on.
we were talking about this earlier today, and what I said was people sell out. And you got another McMahon all of a sudden working, and it's because of his name and because of who he knows that he got that internship, and he probably is gonna be leading that. Damn, it started to thunder here really bad. Wow. But there you go. Another person now in the ESPN. All that little group, man. It's all little like, man, how do you say it? In Spanish, they call it una rosca, which
Can I
is
tell
a.
you? Can I
Which,
tell you a little something about Declan McMahon?
tell me about Declan.
He was a running back for the University of Indiana. You know what his goal is in life?
What is his goal?
To be a broadcaster. And it says right here in his bio, I am looking to broker a deal between ESPN and my former family-owned wrestling company, WWE. I mean, he says it right here in his thing. It says, after college, I see myself working for a broadcast company as well as starting my own business, which he did, called Neuro Nicotine, whatever that is. It looks like, yes, I believe he got into the boardroom of ESPN and brokered this whole damn deal. So now ESPN is lucky. Nothing to do with Pat McAfee. Michael Cole lied to me. Pat McAfee had nothing to do with this. It was Shane McMahon's son, Declan.
There it is, sir. Breaking news for you guys.
Breaking news. Declan McMahon secures ESPN PLEs for everybody in the future. And he screws over more of the fan base than his grandfather ever did.
These McMahons.
God damn McMahons. Bunch of Declans, I tell you.
On a different note, Cora Jade, now known as Elena Black, is making way more money on her OnlyFans. Check it out.
They all do.
I'm not a fan of OnlyFans of Elena Black. I should, but I'm
It's the
sorry.
same thing Mandy Rose did. She was like, wait, what? Why am I going to go back?
They should bring Mandy Rose. Why don't they bring Mandy Rose?
But, I mean, again, if Jessamine Nix isn't going to do stuff for the thing, you think they're going to leave whatever they're making at these OnlyFans to come back and get paid less money to be on the road?
She said that she's already made more money than what she made the whole career in her whole
I'm sure.
her whole
she's
year.
She's always been in NXT, and she usually gets hurt.
Fucking Steven Gonzalez, he wrote, what's her profile name, Frankie? You know. No, I am not a member of her OnlyFans, sir. I should be. But no, I'm not a member. I'm not gonna pay her.
Goodness.
I don't even know how much it is. Probably $15 or something. I don't know.
Good stuff, Steven Gonzalez. Good stuff, man.
Good stuff. And I did see it. As Cubans in Spanish, we call it una mierda. That is true. That is true. I have a lot of Cuban friends. Or you call it, and again, we don't censor it, de pinga. I don't know if Sean knows these words, but those are Cuban word sayings that we know.
I believe it. I don't know sayings like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
McMahon Lear. Liar. Lear. Frankie McMahon Lear. Frankie, let them know where they can get a hold of you, my man. And everything. Give out all your stuff. Don't forget, Friday, 1 p.m., Twitch, the Blend Challenge. Don't know when his mix will be on, but every 3 minutes, a new DJ, I believe.
Yes.
Will be in there.
Hey, thanks, man. I'm gonna start having you go ahead and promote it more than me, because you're doing a good job on that one. So yes, as Sean explained to you guys, before I'll tell you the details. Again, you can follow me at Frankie Fresco, Fresco Music on all social media platforms. Just spell out the Fresco with the Z, and you'll find me. Not a lot of people spell Fresco with a Z and a K, so that's the way you can find me. The Cameo Mix Show, 8:00 tonight. I got a guest DJ as well, so you guys are more than welcome to tune in. The Cameo Mix Show, I have it on my social media. It's IGR Miami. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on my Instagram post. DJ Max R, a friend of mine, all the way from Italy, blessing us with his set at 8:00. So you guys can tune in. My first set, obviously in the show, I do the first set. Then after that, the guest DJ did a hell of a set tonight. So if you guys definitely want to tune in, it'll be really good. It's hip hop, rap. I did everything. I went all out. I went everywhere. Secondly, what Sean was saying, So your boy Fresco Music, Frankie Fresco. Of course, I have two aliases. So if you guys don't know, I always call myself either Frankie Fresco or I call myself Fresco Music, one of the two. But we are in the blend battle. So the actual name of the battle is the genre blend battle, and it's presented by Tweak Music Tips, DJ Kova, very well known person in the industry, has worked with many people out there, has worked with Little John, has worked with what's another group that he worked with Steve Aoki. He's worked with a lot of them. So he does on Twitch his show. And he has a blend battle. This is season 5. Your boy did not compete in any of the previous 4 seasons. I went ahead, submitted my video, and they'll be showcasing my video on Friday, 1:00 p.m. on Twitch. All I ask from you guys is if you guys have a moment, jump on Twitch, say, hey, we're here for Frankie or we're here for Fresco, and I would greatly appreciate it. And if you could share it with your friends and you could just share it, I'm going to be posting stuff on it on X and on my Instagram. And hopefully I can make it to the next round. And then it's a tough competition. 34 people are in this competition. We had the first 17 DJs. Their sets were presented today because the show runs on Wednesdays and Fridays. My set is going to be on Friday. You'll see a video of me. You'll see my studio. You'll see me DJing. I mean, this is not like Frankie just recorded something and you can't even watch it. It's a video. We have to show ourselves actually DJing, and you'll see you'll see my turntables, my mixer and everything. So you'll be able to see me do my thing. And yeah, man, I'm just trying to get to that next level, over $2,000 worth of money. Damn, it's like lightning like crazy here. $2,000 worth of money for Rain, one of the products, one of the sponsors of the show. And man, I just hope I could win it. I won the first contest. Now I'm trying to win this one, and again, just trying to get my name out there. And there's actual judges, so when you'll see my set, you actually will hear the judges. And there's been some really good judges on the panel before, um, in this competition. I mean, there's been judges. I'll tell you right now because he had sent me the message of some of the guys who have been judges before. But definitely tune in. Some of the past judges were Chubby Chub, who's the DJ for 50 Cent, Battle Cat, who's the DJ for Snoop and Dr. Dre, Melstar, well-known DJ Shortcut, very well-known, DJ Craze. He's here out of Miami as well. So a lot of famous people who are the judges, and they grade it and they critique it. So I went for a whole spiel, but again, guys, if you could support me, I really appreciate it.
Frankie Stevens asking what type of music you play.
I'm an open format DJ, so I play everything. But in this genre battle, you have to blend different types of music. So on this one, to kind of give you guys more or less a little glimpse of what I did, is I used rock, I used hip hop, I used R&B, I used guaracha, and I used some house. So I did 5 different types of genres. And then what I do a lot in this competition, because you got to showcase everything. So I do a little bit of scratching, a little bit of tone play, a little bit of word phrasing. So all those things are factors. All those things I'm bringing to the table because that's the way they're gonna grade you. So it should be good, man. Definitely, if you guys can come and check it out, I would greatly appreciate it. And you guys know I'm always DJing around. If you ever guys want to see me DJ live, I know Josh has come and seen me a couple times. I'm always available here in South Florida, just DJing all around. So and I usually post it on my social media. So don't forget, always check me out at Fresco Music on Instagram in particular, is where I usually post where I'm going to be at.
As Adrian says, you got this, brother. And Josh
Appreciate it,
says, good luck, Frankie.
Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
And then Steven Gonzalez says, what? Techno coming off your turntables would be crazy.
I love techno music, my friend. Techno music is another one. If I make it, I think I'm going to make it to the next round, but I got to go crazy. So if you guys have any ideas as well, I'm always open to suggestions. You could send me a song, like text message me or send me a message through social media, through X, whatever, and tell me, hey, Frankie, look, try this song, anything. And like maybe songs that I've never even heard in my life. And I promise you, like one of the champions before, he used the Flight of the Bumblebee. as one of the genres to use to mix. So that was like completely out of left field. So those type of things is what they like, and that's what they kind of see. This one I kind of played it safe. I played it safe because I know that this is the beginning. I don't want to give everything out my first set, but I still think I did a pretty good job. So we'll see how it goes.
Josh says Frankie's a damn good DJ, and Adrian says you look like a fist pumper.
I've been to Ultra plenty of times. I can tell you that. So definitely, I went with Big O. I actually told Steve Aoki to throw the cake at Big O, but unfortunately, Steve Aoki did not hear me out, and Big O did not get hit with the cake.
Speaking of Big O, happy birthday from the Squared Circle Digest to the Big O. And that does it for our show. Make sure you check me out, Stanley Media 11 on X, Stanley Media House everywhere else. Check out Stanley Media House on YouTube. Hit the subscription button. And next week, we might have a couple more areas we're heading to. A couple suggestions from Frankie, so we might be heading there. I just never got a chance to get around to it. The Dolphins game kind of kicked my ass staying up that late and doing audio till 3 a.m. So, for Frankie Fresco, I'm Sean Stanley. I want to thank Adrian, Josh. Who else we got here?
Steven.
Oh, Sammy, I didn't even see you jump in there, man. Good evening, sir. Sammy was in as well. We had No Doubt was in. Chris Gallegos was in. Appreciate you jumping in, sir.
Hell yeah.
I hope you join us again next week to Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Mimo was in, or Mimo.
He wrote something about, did you hear about Matt going on Kyson, I don't know how to say his name, stream and being asked about his wife? Really? That happened? I didn't.
Yeah, Daniel Marquez was in, so appreciate you. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to get there. I'm just trying to go through everybody, make sure we got everybody here. My dad was in. Yeah, I saw him on Kyson. I didn't know that he said something wrong, though. I know he went on and he said something. He promoted his wife's channel, but I didn't hear that it was the wrong channel. I have to do more on that. I didn't.
So he said
Matt
that
and
the
Jeff
wrong.
Hardy both showed up. Both the Hardys showed up.
I did see that.
They were doing the thing like this, and then I guess Matt was stayed or something, because the part I saw, Jeff isn't there. It's just Matt and I believe Kai or them.
In
So
group. Yeah.
yeah.
So apparently he said the wrong social media handle for her by using her government name. Oh wow. I guess that's why she felt some type of way about it. Damn, she expressed it though. She went on social media and said something, called them out on it. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Sure, that she's been she's very aggressive.
Anybody else we missed on the chat while you're looking it up? Hold on. Steven Gonzalez,
Adrian, everybody there. I went through
Daniel Marquez, No Doubt. Steven Gonzalez again, No Doubt. Josh, your dad, Stoney Stanley, Memo, all you guys. Well, we appreciate it. And everybody who's on X, guys, don't forget again to hit the like. Come over to YouTube for like 2 seconds. Hit the like on YouTube. Like Sean said, we're going to be probably broadcasting the show, expanding the show a little bit as well, which will be a cool thing. I think we're going to get more followers that way because I think it's a cool platform to also stream as well. And we're just trying to grow, man. We're just trying to grow each and every single day. And again, don't forget to follow also the Rainy Day podcast with Adrian over there. He does a good work over there as well. And sometimes you'll catch us over there as well. And we got to bring Adrian one of these days over to the Squared Circle and have him as a guest as well. Like, it'll be cool to pick his brain as well. And of course, I want to bring some of my friends, some of my guests, obviously, some of my friends who are big wrestling fans. They want to come over as well. Daniel Marquez, thank you. And they want to come and talk wrestling. So if any of you guys ever want to like talk or anything like that, maybe for like some of the pay-per-views or anything like that, we could always bring you on board and get your opinion. It's always good to spread the love to you guys. You guys is what the reason why we get on here. Me and Sean talk wrestling, but we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So, Sean, did you find what she apparently said?
Yeah, I guess it says she went on Instagram because it appears. I'll read the article as it says here. It appears there's some drama brewing in House of Hardy. In a new video on her Instagram account, Rebby Hardy, the wife of TNA star and tag team champion Matt Hardy, called out her husband for failing to properly promote her while appearing on a recent live stream for Kai Cenat. She noted that he incorrectly credited her with a name she no longer uses, Rebecca Hardy. Rebby Hardy then cut a rant on her husband for not using her proper nickname during Sanat's stream, as she also does content creation and Twitch streaming. You can view the clip. She wrote in the caption, "Well, damn, AITA," all in capitals. What does that mean?
AITA?
Yeah, with a question mark at the end. Well, damn, AITA. And then she put, or maybe it's, I don't know. Then she put a hashtag AITA. Kai Cenat Wrestling Relationships Twitch partner. So
Am I the asshole? Am I an asshole? I think that's what it stands for.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then Matt Hardy himself replied to somebody else saying, let's see here, Rebby Hardy was likely hoping for a better plug from her husband during the live stream appearance. However, Matt later defended himself after another user commented that Hardy did later properly credit his wife during the stream, to which Matt Hardy himself replied, "Yes, I did. And I said House Hardy, and House Hardy was pinned in Kai's chat. For anyone to think I'm trying to slight my wife, it's insane.
That's
I
ridiculous.
went out of my way to acknowledge and promote her 3 different times, and that was on top of a ton of things I was trying to promote for me, Jeff, and TNA.
That's crazy.
I think he just said, "Kiss my ass, Rebecca."
Well, that's why I think she said AITA. I just finished finding out what that meant. Like, that's pretty cool. I think next time, Sean, you need to.
At the end of my, that's gonna be at the end of our program. AITA.
I was gonna mess with you and say you should put that as your name, Sean AITA Stanley.
Yeah, there it is. Ada. Let's see here.
Okay, all right, I'll write it down.
Okay, yeah, no, they throwing some things in there. So yeah, we'll be back next week, Wednesday, 6 p.m. The Great Frankie Fresco and AITA.
AITA,
Stanley.
baby.
In the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the sun, shine, state.
That's why I